What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Crypto Crow. You're going to learn today. That's for sure. I've been doing a lot of stuff this morning and this afternoon. It's now 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I just want to start showing you some cool stuff. And there's a point to this video. I was actually talking to a friend of mine who's an absolutely amazing painter. He paints miniatures for gaming, like Warhammer 40K, and I mean all kinds of stuff, really. War Machine Hordes, which is a game we used to play together before he moved. And I've been trying to explain to him, you know, what I'm doing with this passive income course and Amazon FBA and affiliate marketing and niche blogging and all this stuff. And I said, look, man, you need your own YouTube channel. You need to start hammering out some amazing tutorial videos to show people what you can do. And then you need to start private labeling your own accessories, paintbrushes, and things like that. And then use these items in your tutorial videos and then make them available. And then you sell them on Amazon. And he doesn't know anything about this stuff. So I told him, I said, you know what? I was going to wait and do this later, but I'm going to, because there are, like, he seems hesitant. Like, well, I don't understand it. How can you make money? What does it mean? And he's like, I don't want to go and sell a bunch of crappy brushes I would never use, right? And so first of all, I want to show you who I'm talking about here. This is Frank Hazar, and these are some of the things he's painted, some where he's won some different awards. And keep in mind, these miniatures are like this big; they're like super tiny. Some of them aren't. Some of them are larger. Like this is probably a large base or medium base model, and but this is the kind of stuff he does. There's some Warhammer models. Iron Gobbler painting, that was 2015 best unit. Oh, he even painted a Grimkin model back there. Look at that. That's one of my favorite factions. So, I mean, just amazing stuff, right? So that's Frank, and this is the Art of War gamingminiatures.com, and he does this stuff, like he does commissions for people. Here's his some parts of his Mountain King, but he does this for, I think he does this for full-time living now. He basically just paints models for people all day, and he makes stuff look really, really good. I'm thinking some of those are older because, to be quite frank, Frank. He just continues to get better and better every time I see him. So there's a gallery here you can check out. Now, as a consumer, if you were watching a video where he's painting this stuff and teaching you how to do it, and he's using his own brushes, and you're watching him use these brushes to get these effects, to paint this stuff with clarity, are you going to want to buy the brushes he's using so that you know, by using these brushes, I'm capable of doing this? Or are you going to run out and just go buy a cheap set of brushes that you don't know anything about? And like, what are you going to do? Chances are, if I'm watching somebody paint models like this, granted, the brushes don't give you the talent, but using crappy brushes, you can have all the talent in the world, and while stuff may still look good, using really crappy brushes may very well not enable you to make less mistakes, to do things as smoothly, to get proper blends, all that stuff, right? So the idea is I'm going to show you guys some product research for Amazon. Make sure you guys go. This is the course that I'm building onto. By the time this curriculum is done, there's probably going to be 20 different videos in here. A lot of this stuff is broad. You like create your WordPress website. Very broad, just to get you set up. Create your YouTube channel. Set up your business. My introduction video where I talk about all of the different methods, and I'm going to be expanding upon all of these methods. And it's free. There are guys that are teaching you how to do stuff in their courses, and they're charging you $2,000. These reviews aren't even mine. I have to get rid of those because nobody's left any real reviews yet. This was all part of the demo. But It's cryptocrow.io. Go get involved. Start watching these videos if you haven't already on my site, and then get involved in the discussion forum. I just set these up very recently, so they're not very active yet. But get involved, okay? Because that's really what a lot of this is going to be about. It's going to be the community. Now, I use a product called Helium 10. All right. Now, there are a few different ones. And if you go to cryptocrow.io and you go to the tools of the trade page, you're going to find links to lots of different tools and software. That's going to continue to grow as well as I'm using more things. But ultimately, this is Helium 10. There is a link in the description. And this is a product research tool that is extremely powerful. Now, if you're serious about getting into this, then I would advise checking it out. The link below is going to give you like 50% off your first month. So you'll be able to test out everything it has to offer and see if you like it without spending an arm and a leg. But here's what we're going to do. So I'm telling Frank, you need to white label your own, private label your own series of like paint brushes and that sort of thing. And he's like, there's so many people selling brushes, right? How could I be competitive? So we're not going to start by doing, okay, I guess we will. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to look up keywords, and let's see here. Actually, no, we're just going to start with products. So let's say there's a particular product that I'm interested in selling. Okay. I'm going to say 12-piece paintbrush set. All right. And I'm not going to fill in anything else. There's a whole bunch of stuff we could go with. So the idea that I've seen is a lot of these guys, they say, you know what? I don't want to sell a product with more than 100 reviews to it. Okay. I don't want to, and I want the monthly revenue to be, at least, let's just say at least 3,000. All right. So that'll get rid of some of the smaller players in the market. And a max, I don't really care about max because I want to still look at what some of the top sellers for this particular product are doing. So I want to look at their pages. Okay. But I'm very interested in a paintbrush set. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because this isn't just about, throwing in a couple parameters and saying, okay, tell me what products are selling under these restrictions, where I could end up selling, gaskets or clothes hangers or things like that. Okay. Granted, you can make a lot of money doing that. But for me, and for the idea of this whole course, this is about taking your passion and turning it into profit. Okay, taking your talent, your skill, what you're most into, and turning that into multiple revenue streams. So you're going to know specifically, these are the types of things that I use, types of tools I'm interested in, types of things like if I'm doing a YouTube channel, these are the kinds of products that I would be using on my channel or discussing things I already know about. So we're going to do this a little bit differently than most, okay? But this is going to give us a really good idea as to what the market is like and how we can compete, how we can private label our own products, you name it. So I'm looking just out of curiosity, I'm looking for 12-piece paintbrush sets, okay? I'm looking for small size, large standard size, just because that's going to keep storage and shipping costs lower. Review count, I'm not going to worry too much about it. We could say we'll cap it at 150, which is fine. None of this stuff I'm going to worry about so far. I definitely don't want variations of a product because I don't want to worry about, well, I want a green pair or a blue pair. And then when we're talking paintbrushes, that's not really going to be a big thing anyway, for the most part. Sales year over year, okay, but we'll just leave it here and we'll just leave the categories open as well. And we'll see what comes up. It did not match any products. Maybe that's because I need to do this. No. Okay, what just happened then? Variation count. I guess let's get rid of the reviews. Or we'll just do paintbrush set. Okay. No. Detail paintbrush set. Let's try that. Because I don't want brushes that I'm using to paint my house. Okay, here we go. So now we're seeing a bunch of data here about some of the top products that are being sold, okay? Miniature paintbrush set, 6 pieces plus 1 free. Best find. They are currently selling 270 of these paintbrush sets a month. And they're making $3,912. That doesn't sound that great. Let me take a look at their page. So I click, I'll put this above my head here. So this is what I'm looking at here. It's saying that they're generating $4,000 a month in revenue, but they're selling 270 of these a month at 15 bucks. It just doesn't sound right. We'll just say 4,000. Oh, maybe, I guess. Divided by 270. 14.81 sales. Yeah, that something's not right about that. Let's take a look. So this is their product page. They've got 36 reviews. They're selling this product for $14.49 a piece. Okay, so for basically 15 bucks, you can get these paintbrushes. They look pretty good. You know, the page has a quality evaluation result 10 of 10 because this is telling you exactly what you need to do to get a good listing page on Amazon. And if we scroll down, this is going to show us the sales trends of the product, and it's going to tell you the price points. So this was $13.99 a piece at one point. They actually bumped the price up a little bit fairly recently. It gives you the ASIN number, which, you know, is going to be helpful. And then this kind of gives you an idea as to like what kind of revenue they're generating. So, you know, according to that, it's making 10 bucks. It's not going to be that much when you get into it. But what I want to do is I'm going to take some miniature paintbrush set. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to plug that directly into Amazon. All right. Now we're getting the nitty gritty. Now we're seeing all the different people that are selling paintbrush sets that are basically for what we want, painting miniatures, right? And so from here, what I want to do is I want to get all the details on one place. So I'm going to use my Helium 10 plugin. I'm going to click this and I'm going to hit X-Ray, Amazon product research. This is going to give me all the data for everybody that's selling this paintbrush set. Okay. So what I want to do though is while I'm getting all this average information, I'm going to take out the people that are running these. This here is basically ads. The people are running pay-per-click ads to market their product, which is fine, but I want to get rid of those because I want to know more about what people are doing organically. And so now we've got basically roughly the top 30 people that are selling these paintbrushes on Amazon. This one, number 4 in Amazon. These brushes are $26 retail. It's saying that his Amazon fee is $9.65, and they're selling 2,126 of these a month, generating over $55,000 a month in revenue. Okay. So this is miniature paintbrushes. And so I'm going to take this and I want to find out, wow, he's selling these for basically 26 bucks a month. He's getting tons of sales. What does it cost? What could I sell these paintbrushes for? So I'm going to go over to Alibaba.com and I'm going to plug in miniature paintbrushes. All right. And I'm going to see what comes up. So here's some miniature paintbrushes. These are, you can basically buy these in bulk from Alibaba, direct from a manufacturer for anywhere from 50 cents to 90 cents for each one of these 10 packs, but you need 500 of them, okay, to place an order. Now, that's pretty stinking good. Now, let's click this and see if they have custom label. All right, these guys are not advertising private label, so you could still sell them as is, but I'm interested in selling private label stuff. Detail brush set. 500 piece minimum order on these brushes. These actually look pretty good. Now, the reality is that the majority, I have some of these. I have not this exact pair. I'm pretty sure I paid like 20 bucks or maybe it was 15 for my set. And it came in a nice little case, and the brushes are okay. But they're not, and I probably still don't know how to properly take care of my brushes. They're okay, but they're not absolutely amazing, okay? But I bought them, and now I know I can get these paintbrushes for, so if let's say I wanted to private label these, you have to order a minimum of 500 pieces just to put my own logo on these brushes. So 500 pieces, we'll multiply that by, let's just say 30 cents, because you can negotiate with these guys. It's only 150 bucks. 150 bucks, and you're basically buying 500 sets of 12 of these brushes. Which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So customized packaging, minimum order 500. So basically, when you place a minimum order, you can white label these paintbrushes, putting logos all over the place, including the packaging. I'm actually going to save this. And boom. So what we can also do is we can say, you know what? I want to find out. Let's go to this listing because I want to see if I can find this exact company. Like I want to find these. So if they're selling these for 26 bucks, I want to see if I could find out exactly what it costs. So I'm going to download this image. Okay. I'm going to download the image, and then I'm going to do an image search. Because oftentimes when people are when they're selling these products, they're going to do, they're just naming it different stuff, right? But they're ultimately the same thing in a lot of cases. So I want to see if we can find, it doesn't find an exact match on those. Sometimes I've done it and it's found it, it's the very first thing that pops up. This might be the closest. So let's see. Pretty close. $1 to $3.50 a set. Minimum order of 100. So the point is that we can really dive into this and say, okay, you can definitely turn a profit. The margins aren't ridiculous, but doable. If you're buying these for $1, okay, and you're basically private labeling these yourself, you then turn around and you're able to sell these on Amazon, for even 10, 15 bucks a set, you know, you're going to have your Amazon FBA costs, which, I mean, we could look it up. Let me see here. Amazon FBA profit calculator. FBA revenue calculator on Amazon Central. I'm going to continue as a guest. Let's see. If we were to sell these paintbrushes, let's take this ASN. All right. We're going to take that ASN number and where are you at? Where'd you go? Where are you at? There we go. Let's see if some of the details will pop up right here for us. There we go. All right. So now we have that information. Let's try to make this bigger. Okay. So we're going to use the fulfillment, Amazon fulfillment, because this is for Amazon FBA, not like shipping as a manufacturer. And the item price was, how much was this? Selling at 26 bucks. All right. So $26. And to ship it to Amazon, we'll just call it $1. I don't even know exactly how much that's going to be, but now let's just calculate this. All right. So fulfillment by Amazon fees are going to be $4.78. Okay. Total fulfillment cost, $5.78. This is shipping it to Amazon. I don't even think it's going to cost that much because when you're going to be shipping a big box of these to Amazon's fulfillment center. And then as these products sell, they're shipping them out for you. Your job is done. All right. All you're doing at that point is marketing the item if you want. And I'm going to get into that. So cost of seller fulfillment, all that stuff is calculated. Seller proceeds, you're making 62% return on that investment. So you're making $16.32 roughly for every one of these packs that you basically bought for $1. And here's the thing, there are other costs associated with this. When you pick a product, let's say I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to launch my own paintbrushes, and I'm just going to go for it, right? So I'm going to buy an order of these. I'm going to get 500 pieces. Well, what you're going to do is you're also going to have to spend $250 right off the jump street just to get your own SKU number. Okay, so there's a process, and we're going to get into that in future videos. We're going to get into like I said, this is all broad stuff, and we're going to get into the more finer detail things. And so that's really it. That's as simple. That's a process for figuring out, is there a market for the kind of things that you want to sell? If there is a market, how much could you get your own for if you were to buy them in small bulk orders, and then you wanted to list them on Amazon? And then what's the profit potential? The profit potential is pretty decent for things like paintbrushes. It's competitive. However, the majority of the people that are selling these paintbrushes, they're just doing enough. They're just doing this. They're saying, okay, I'm listing this. I've got a good listing page. I've got all the keywords. It's optimized, and we're going to be going into how to do that in the future. But that's it. And they're doing this with multiple products, okay? They're just kind of trying to set it and forget it. But if you're on YouTube and you're using your own product and you're doing things with it, you're selling those products passively, okay? That makes a whole world of difference, especially if you're trying to build your own brand, okay? Now, let's take things to another level. So one of the things that Frank said to me was, I don't really want to sell somebody else's crappy brushes. There are only a couple brands that I use that I really like. Okay, fair enough. So what you need to do is we need to break down what you like about these particular brands. And I asked him, I said, well, what do these brushes cost, and what makes them so special? And he said, typically his brushes cost $10 to $30 each. Okay, you're talking $10 to $30 each. So what I would suggest for someone like Frank is private label some of these crappier brushes. Let people know I do this and this with these brushes because they're cheaper, and but I'm doing this kind of work with these brushes. Maybe he's not using these $30 brushes to paint tabletop quality miniatures. Maybe that's all somebody wants to be able to do. But for some of this high-end stuff where he's spending 20 or 30 hours on one miniature because he's trying to win a competition, he's using his $30 brushes. And when we do want these $30 brushes, well, what we do is we find a manufacturer, okay? So we go back to Alibaba and we say, okay, here's a paintbrush manufacturer. They've got 3 stars. They look pretty active. We want we want to find a quality manufacturer that does a lot of business, right? So let's see what this manufacturer does. They do a lot of paintbrushes. Well, that's fantastic. So what we can do is we can go to these guys and we can say, hey, we want these brushes. We want to come out with a new line of paintbrushes. They're going to be a little more costly, but we want this kind of fiber for the bristles. We want this kind of structure for the stems or whatever, okay? And you basically recreate your favorite $10 to $30 brush, and you start getting manufacturing costs and minimum order amounts. And you can go through and negotiate with, a bunch of different manufacturers for that product. And you say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. And then they'll send you samples and you'll say, is this good enough? Yes, this is exactly what I'm willing to sell. This is exactly in line with what my expectations are. And now you've got a competitive high quality brush that you're able to sell as part of the same brand as these less quality brushes, but the prices are going to dictate who buys them, who your market is. Okay, guys like Frank are going to spend $10, $30 a brush. Guys like me, probably not. I'm fine getting my little $20 brush package and have the confidence and seeing somebody like Frank in a video do some amazing work. And that to me is going to inspire me to buy his $20 brushes. And then as I get better and I'm watching all of his YouTube videos and his tutorial videos and things like that, as I get better and my confidence grows, then maybe one of these days I'll treat myself to one of his $10 or $30 brushes. And that's how the thought process works. And that's how you build brand loyalty. And that's how you build up brand loyalty. You don't have to start with the most expensive thing just because it's the highest quality. It's okay to have a lower quality product as long as it's priced accordingly and it's still functional and it's still worth the money people are spending. So that overall is how you can very easily do product research for products that you know you're into, just based off of keyword alone. Now, there are some other things that you can do. Let's say I want to, let's see here. Now I can say I want to find some products in specific categories. You know, arts and crafts, beauty and personal care, I don't know, health and household, home and kitchen, industrial, kitchen and dining. Just basically, I want to find products that are going to be easy to move, cheap to manufacture, tools and home improvement. We can look there too. We can even look in sports and outdoors for that matter. Pet supplies, that could be a big one. Let's look there. We'll leave that there. Keyword search. Do we want to look for keywords or do we want to be presented with some new ones? Search volume. I want to find, hold on, I have to get, all right. I want to find projects or products that are being searched for quite a bit. I want to make sure that I want something that's being searched for 10,000 times a month. No maximum. Monthly revenue, I'm not too concerned about that just yet. Review count, not overly concerned with that. Word count, minimum, let's go 2 words. Okay, this word count is basically saying, all right, I don't want to find every product with just one keyword in it that's broad-based and it could be anything. I want to narrow it down a little bit to basically anything with 2 keywords. Is there anything I want to exclude? I'm just doing research. I'm just going to find out. Age, fulfillment, best sales period, I'll leave all that out. I'm just exploring. I just want to see what kind of opportunities are out there. I want to find products that are actively being searched for at least 10,000 times a month. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. Must be a lot. All right, 200 plus products found. Okay, so now this is basically telling me that so we could go low to high. So this looks like it's going low to high. Wine glass charms. These are being searched for 10,000 times a month based off of this keyword string. 10,000 people a month are pumping in wine glass charms into Amazon to find something to buy. And they're buying 691 times. Okay, that's a pretty decent conversion ratio. So I can view this on Amazon, and these are the products people are buying when they're punching that keyword in. So you know this is the kind of product, this is what it is. And from here, let's say this is something that I'm like, you know what? I'm interested in getting into this, but I want more details on the sales. So this is where we go back into Helium 10. This is the Chrome plugin. X-ray, Amazon product research, and we're going to pull up everything that's going on in this niche. Okay? And this is where we're going to be able to tell whether or not it's something that maybe there's an interest in for us. You know, what kind of sales are the top people doing? So the top 3 salespeople are doing pay-per-click. Okay? So they're doing active advertising to promote their product, to get their listings up in the top 10. And it looks like it may or may not be paying off. This one's only getting 91 sales. This one's only had 3. Let's look at this because he's only got 3 sales for this. And I want to figure out when they started selling this product. So, and this is actually a really good idea because you want to see, okay, bam, look at this. So this just started going on sale. Just started selling this at $10. and just started selling this on the 20th. So 6 days of launching this product with this kind of listing page and all of that. They've been selling for 6 days. And where'd my data go? So 6 days, he sold 3 of these. He's made $30 so far. All right. So price of $10. This is a general fee. That does not mean that the actual price for Amazon's FBA is $568. That's probably not very accurate. But what happens is a lot of people that are launching a brand new product into a market, they start off doing pay-per-click ads to draw attention to it as a new product launch, because in order to be competitive in Amazon, you ultimately want to start building reviews, and you need positive reviews. And if you're not pushing this is the same principle I always used when I was working with SEO clients. I would say, okay, look, you've got your company, and maybe you're trying to generate leads. Maybe you're a real estate agent, or maybe you're a mortgage broker, or maybe you're whatever, okay? The likelihood of you generating organic leads in such competitive markets means that you've got a long time to build up the backlinks and the social signals and the page authority and all of that. That takes a while. And you're not going to be able to do that overnight. And the only way you're going to be able to start generating leads with your website is by doing Google pay-per-click advertising. Okay. And that can get pricey, but it'll start generating leads for you. And I would set up lead generation campaigns for all sorts of people. My wife sold like 17 houses her first year as a real estate agent because I was handling her pay-per-click marketing on Google. And I had it down to where, a lot of these lead gen companies were selling their leads for real estate agents till at like $20 a piece. I had her lead cost down to about $8 by doing it all myself. And it was profitable, and she did very well from that. This is a very similar principle. So if you're trying to get into a new market, it doesn't necessarily matter if all of these other people are building and selling, and that that there's a market for this silly product. There are 10,000 people a month who are looking for it, and 661 people a month. It's actually more than that. I mean, there's a lot of sales. That was an average, I think. So that's how you try and discover new products with demand. Thermos water bottles, 167,000 sales. Shower mats, non-slip, mildew resistant. I mean, this is shower mats, folks. This is how you find products to get into. If you're like, you know what? Maybe you had a situation where you slipped in a bathtub and you cracked your skull and you're like, you know what? I wish I would have had a shower mat. This is something I believe in. This is something that I can push. Private label your own shower mat. Get in here and compete. And you can do it. And the one thing, this is another thing that I would recommend. I have a couple of products that I'm going to be launching, and I'm going to be explaining everything that I've done to launch those products, and I'm going to let you follow my sales, and we're going to find out, am I doing well or not? There are a lot of these Amazon FBA guys out there that I think are kind of bogus. And a lot of it is because they're pushing these courses that they're trying to make a fortune on, and they are making a fortune on it. And while the numbers don't lie and the tactics don't lie, you can do this any number of ways and figure out a methodology that works for you as an individual. It will be different for everybody because there's no true, like you have to do things this way. You have to look under these parameters, this and that. A lot of this stuff is going to depend on what sort of edge you have over the competition. What sort of edge do you have over a bunch of people selling ping pong paddles? Are you a ping pong champion? Well, chances are there are a lot of outlets for you to sell your own private label ping pong paddles than somebody that's just flipping this stuff as an MBA or as an FBA salesperson. I'm just buying products, I'm importing them, and I'm selling them, and I'm benefiting from the great margins, right? But I have no other voice outside of that. This is where passion to profit comes into play. And I've been saying this for years. Passion to profit is about taking something that you're really good at, taking something that you're genuinely interested in, or just fulfilling a public need and filling that need. If you have an idea for a product of your own, you can get that product manufactured, okay? And you can negotiate terms to get that product manufactured. And I watched a video recently, because like I said, I've watched a lot of videos. And I watched this video recently about a guy who was apparently the first guy to come up with like a nut butter supplement type of thing. And he was the first person to launch this. And then a competitor came in the space. And that competitor, while it took away from his personal market share for something that he was basically creating on his own, they ultimately put money into marketing, which in turn made his market much bigger. So while he was getting a smaller piece of the overall pie, the pie had grown to such an extent that he was still generating more revenue than he probably would have being the only one. So the idea is if you can create your own market, let some of the competitors help build that market for you. If people are doing their research and they're seeing, hey, there's this new product on the block and it's selling pretty good, I could do that too. Well, you're starting to build more brand awareness because people are going to see you as well as them. And so then it's going to be a decision. And the idea ultimately is buyer trust. And that's why reviews are so important when it comes to Amazon FBA. People are going to be much less likely buying a product with 1 or 2 reviews compared to another product that has 200 positive reviews. It's likely the money is going to go there unless there's a specific reason why. If people know that you're a brand new product, if your product is very different, and you can disclose all this stuff. So that's why having, a YouTube channel, Instagram, social media, to have that kind of outlet or these multiple outlets to push a brand new product that you've discovered, that you've launched, and you brought it from idea to the market, to have that outlet to be able to start spreading the word and generate that first series of sales that will help you get those first series of reviews so that your product is more competitive. That's the differentiator often between a failed product and a successful product. That's why I'm also, when we're talking the Crypto Crow IO free courses, I'm doing a lot of this high level stuff first, just so that you can start establishing a foundation and get it right where you want it, so that when we start really diving into the nuts and bolts and the real, the more complicated but more effective methods to doing a lot of these things, you're ready to go. You're ready to rock with it. So this is just, these are a couple examples on product research. My suggestion, if this is something you're really looking to do, grab Helium 10 and start exploring. I mean, that's what I've been doing for days now. I've got a lot of products that I told my wife, I'm going to have, a top 10 list of potential product ideas by next week. And I've already got some samples coming from the manufacturer, and I'm going to test them out. I'm going to try them. I'm going to make sure that there's something. I'm going to see if there's anything I want to do to maybe improve some of the things. And as I've narrowed it down, I'm probably going to launch 3 different products in 3 completely different markets. And I'm going to market them in completely different ways. And I'm going to keep you guys all well informed as to every step, what I'm doing, what I've done, all of that. And so in the meantime, this would give you, I think ultimately you can get the whole Helium 10 package. I think it might cost you like $47 for the first month using the link in my description. And that's 30 days that you go through and start really digging things up and exploring and finding products that you might have an interest in private labeling yourself. And you don't have to private label, but the idea is, if a mail holder, if I'm looking at this mail holder and I'm saying, okay, well, here's a mail order. They're selling for $25. Here's one for $13 with 383 reviews. Let's find one that maybe is selling, but the reviews aren't that great. I guess it's kind of hard to screw up a mail holder. But these are $26. There's 121 reviews. Let's look at this product real quick, because I want to find out if there's a way I can maybe take this mail holder and make it better on my own. And I want to know why what the negative reviews were saying about this. Oh, it arrived damaged. Okay, cheap. Feels very cheap, very light in weight, and one of the hangers fell off when attempting to hang it. Okay. Looks like a DIY project. It really is cheaply made. The edges are rough and unfinished. The stain is uneven. It looks like a chuck was broken off the corner and was then glued back in place. Already broken. So apparently this stuff is getting damaged in shipping. Okay, but out of all of the reviews, a lot of people are liking it. And, you know, granted, it's 26 bucks, right? So, and this could happen. Now, I'm willing to bet, is this for sale by, I'm pretty sure this is, if I were to check the A's in that number, I'm sure that's probably fulfillment by Amazon. And this is one of the things that happens when people ship directly from their manufacturer to the Amazon fulfillment center for Amazon to fulfill those orders for them. They don't actually get the opportunity to check their products before they get shipped out, which causes that kind of stuff to happen. You end up selling, you know, damaged products. Amazon doesn't know, and it's not really their job to check for all that. It's your job. It's your product. So what I'm likely going to be doing myself is, well, there's two things to this. And I know this is a lot of random stuff, a lot of different information to take in. And I'm not that pretty, so hopefully you've stuck it out. But the idea is you figure out ways to improve upon products that are already selling where there's a lot of demand, and you ultimately push them out of that niche. And you say, you know what, my product is superior. These are the reasons why my product is superior to the next one. You're going to buy my product over theirs. Your reviews start going up. You have much better reviews. Therefore, you start taking over the market, which is absolutely possible to do. And so to get an idea as to what you need to improve on that product, you go into the negative reviews of others and you say, okay, what can be done to improve this? Ultimately, it looks like a cut piece of wood with some screwed in knobbies on it. I don't know how you make that better. So I just think that some of these products were damaged in shipping, and the product seller just didn't know it, and then they were shipped out automatically. And so because of that, they ended up getting some negative reviews. So that's that. So what some people are doing, what I'm likely going to do, I'm going to be having my product shipped to me directly because I have an Amazon fulfillment center, like not even 15 minutes from where I live. I'll drive my products there myself and hand deliver them once I've gone through and checked for damaged items that I can then ship back to the manufacturer and say, hey, these are bad, I want a credit. And that's going to be a lot better and better business practice overall than letting my public or my customers get a bad product that I then have to replace for them. So that's it. Look, any questions that you have, ask me in the comments. I'm here to help. I'm doing all of this, and I'm learning all of this stuff specifically because it's something that I'm doing. I am not an Amazon FBA guru yet. I am not going to sit here and tell you with a bunch of fake sales reports, this is what I've done, and I'm so rich because of it. I've done very well myself. Just in my experience in business development, I developed mortgage companies at one point, and I was one of the best at it. So, you know, I know what I'm doing, and I'm not like some 10-year-old or 15-year-old kid that's doing all this. And I'm not saying that they aren't capable. Believe me, some of these guys are sharp. But when it comes to, you know, my goal is to save you from having to buy these courses. I'm not buying them either. I'm just doing the work. And I'm discovering things as I'm taking all of the experience from everybody else, and I'm going to give it to you for free because I want you to make money. I want you to be able to change your life. And I also want you a part of the CryptoCrow.io community. You know, the courses, I'm putting a lot of this stuff on YouTube first, and immediately it's going to show up as a course lecture on CryptoCrow.io. You're not going to the site necessarily to watch those course videos because you can watch them on YouTube. What I want to do is build a community of people that are actively helping and supporting each other with ideas, and I'm trying to lead that charge. So if you're genuinely looking to make money in passive income streams, whether that's through your YouTube channel and affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, whatever the case, be a part of my community. Let me help you, and I want you to help others. And that's what we're here for. And I'll see you again soon with the next video. Have a good day.